They'll go with a rookie from Alabama. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And a short pickup to about the 25. You look at this Packers defense.
Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Here's Goff.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones.
That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see. Finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it.
Willis now off of play action. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end.
And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
An inside give to Jones. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 10 more there and another first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Jones is in. Touchdown, Packers. Anders Carlson now for the point after.
And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Packers pick it up. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Willis to throw. Touchdown! Jayden Reed with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Carlson's extra point up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Here's Goff. He's going to air it out deep for Green. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. You look at this Packers defense, currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Jack Campbell running him down behind the line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Play fake. Here's Willis.
And this is caught. And it's a Packers touchdown.
Christian Watson.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Packers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Carlson on for the extra point.
It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together.
5 before he's taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll fake the give. Now Goff.
Darnell Savage. And the Packers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off. Back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
They go play action with Willis.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
On 3rd down, it's Willis.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this,
and for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
This 2nd and 4.
Again, it's Jones. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
57 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Now Jones. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 21-0 our score after 1.
Packers 21, Lions nothing.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal.
Now they send a man in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown.
Romeo Doubs,
His first touchdown on the year.
and the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Carlson's extra point up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now following the sack, often the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And now here is another interception. Rasul Douglas picks it. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Carlson's extra point up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down.
The 15.
On the set.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Mond now off of play action. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. And the Packers are going to take over here up near the 40. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Jones. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
This is taken at the 10. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Off the play fake, Mond steps away. That is caught by Laporta. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Alexander Johnson there on the stop.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Shot 17.
Mond looks to throw. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Ready?
Mond going to throw it. Oh, a short pass here taken in by Laporta. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And how about this, a fake? And this is caught. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. So not only do they convert on fourth, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. And they were right in that gray area on the edge of long field goal range, maybe too short to punt it. So the defense probably was expecting this was a possibility.
They should have been, and in most cases, what you do on defense is you go to what they call punt safe. In other words, you leave your defense on the field, prepare for them to possibly go for it, and then you just have a little bit different responsibilities. You're not really trying to get a big return. You just want to make sure you get the ball back. But they fell asleep at the switch.
And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What do I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead.
And in for the Lions, touchdown. Sam Laporta from 19 yards away. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 77 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Nixon now from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Here's 2nd and 10. In motion right, Dobbs. And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Jones. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On the counter, here's Jones. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Trouble, 38. Hut.
Here's Mond. That is caught.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
Let's go now. Ultra. Go ultra. Ready.
They go play action here. Mond.
Finding Williams once more, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Here we go.
29 yards. And the Lions first down.
Ready.
Mond to the air on 1st and 10. This to Laporta, right side.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Mega. Ready.
Now Mond.
He's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, Mond fumbles it.
Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
They'll set up to throw.
There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions.
A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And let me tell you, that wasn't as easy as it looked. Dancing away and moving forward for 6 yards.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Third down, it's Willis. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Cameron Sutton, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Nixon now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
It's a play fake. Here's Willis. Looking deep here for Dobbs.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers.
Romeo Dobbs.
He scored on the ground and through the air as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Carlson's extra point up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 2nd down, Mond. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw again.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, set.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5.
On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now back to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Mond on the bootleg. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. Touchdown! Jahmyr Gibbs, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. 106 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. On now is the Packers punter, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Ready up.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. A 2nd down throw now for Mond. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Let's go. Ready?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. So that is 2 pick sixes he's thrown in this football game. Now, you take those away, Charles, it's a completely different situation.
It totally is, but guess what? They have to deal with what they have now, okay? So they can't just mentally go, well, if we hadn't thrown those pick sixes, we'd be okay. Here's where you are. Here's where you're going to battle. But guess what? They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll look to throw again. It's Williams on the catch. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
2nd and 5.
Striker, 3-3.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second.
Hey, check mega. Check, huh?
Off the play fake, Mon. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. You start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. All right, this is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I'll bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And running with power here. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This will be 3rd and 5.
Under pressure is Mond, and he'll go down. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there.
Talk about two sides of the ball and cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Mond.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Come on. Hey. Let's go.
They'll try the right side with Jones. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
119 yards rushing now for the ball game on 24 carries.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Alert! Alert!
They'll go again to Jones. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory.